Okay, so welcome to Gordon's Garage. We're doing a little video on the ramp truck today. We're going to drive it down to Pageland, South Carolina. And we're leaving from Concord, North Carolina. So it's probably about a 100-mile hike, a little bit less, a little more maybe. But this is the longest trip I've done with this truck, and we're going to go down there and pick a square body Chevrolet up, and hopefully we won't have any problems, but you never know. I had this thing piped to the new carburetor through a new fuel pump without a return line back to the tank, and I think that was causing us a little bit of problems. So I put a new return line from the new fuel pump all the way back to the tank, which was a pretty long stretch, probably about 16 feet. And we've got 5 gallons of extra gas. We got all the straps we need. We've got diagnostic equipment and tools and stuff like that in case we break down. But yeah, we're gonna see how she does. This is the longest trip, like I said, that we've ever done on it. I want to be able to depend on it. So the only way to know if you can depend on it is to use it. Still got the Dura Spark ignition, factory Ford, which I think I'm gonna, if we make it on this trip, I think I'm gonna change it over to an HEI, because that's much more dependable. But let's see if we can get down to Pageland, South Carolina, and pick this square body up and get back home all in one piece. So we are off. We're heading from Concord to Pageland, South Carolina, to pick up this square body. I've done a few things to this truck this morning. I put a return line from the new pump that I put on it, new fuel pump, back to the fuel tank. I didn't have a return line on it. I just had it blocked because that's all I could do at the moment. And I think that was causing us to get a little air in the fuel system, causing it to run bad. So we're going to see how this thing does. It is my birthday. I'm 53 years old, and nothing real special about that year, I don't guess. We'll just work and keep working right through that. Just trust that age is just a number, and we'll just say, and we'll kind of just have the mentality that I'm nothing special. Just the first thing that we have to do is fuel up. I'm fueling up the front tank. I don't mess with this back tank. It does have a dual tank system on it. I don't know. I've thought about it whether to get that working so I can have dual tanks and switch over or not. I might eliminate that rear tank. I don't know yet. Hadn't decided. All right, so we fueled up and we are leaving Concord. I might stop and get some lunch. I don't know yet. And then I'll kind of look at my maps and see how far we are from Pageland. I know I've ridden my bicycle to Pageland and beyond, all the way to Florida from here several times, because we're weirdos and we do stuff like that. But anyway, from Concord to Pageland shouldn't be but about an hour drive, maybe an hour and 20 minutes, something like that. And I don't know what direction it'll take me yet. I got a full tank of gas and this big old 460 Ford 4-barrel Holly ain't going to get good mileage. But with this 5-speed, it should do not too bad. I've got the air in the tires pumped up. Oh man, I'm so tired already. Why? But I've got the tire pressure, all 6 tires pumped up real nice, and that should help with the fuel economy. And I'm not so much worried about that. It is what it is. I know that, you know, you're driving this big 18-foot bed ramp truck, which the bed's 18 foot, then you got another 4 foot, that's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and then another 6 foot probably to the bumper, so 23, 24, 25, 6, 7, 28. This thing's probably 30 foot long, this truck. Oh, this truck is probably 30 foot long. So it's not going to get good mileage. But we'll see what happens. And really, I'm probably not going to measure the mileage because I really don't care. It is what it is. You go, you know, you just have to charge accordingly. So anyway, we've got this ramp truck fueled up, and lane closures, and we've got it fired up. We're heading down the road. We're gonna pick up a square body, but we may get we may get lunch in between. And if there's any kind of mishaps, I'll just try to record it. I gotta get to the point. I have to get to the point where I trust this truck to go out of town. I'd like to be able to drive it to California and back if I had to. I should never have to do that, but I would really enjoy being able to trust this truck. We've had it for close to a year now, and I've hauled a lot of engine jobs on it, just back and forth to our local engine shop, which is like the 7 miles or something like that too, and another 7 miles back or whatever, so that's not a big deal. But to go to another state in it, why does my hand keep blocking that? To go to a whole other state, you know, like 150 miles away and back or something like that, that's, you know, that's a bigger deal, because if you start breaking down, having problems down there, to get back home is kind of expensive. Sorry for all the camera jumping around all over the place, but I'm doing the best I can. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
Take the exit, then keep left to merge onto I-485 South. Use the left 2 lanes to keep left to merge onto I-485 South toward Matthews. Keep left.
Stopped in here at a QT in Monroe, North Carolina. Just a few miles out of Pageland, really, to take a leak. We'll see how this thing cranks up. Last couple of weeks ago when I drove it, it got a little hot on me, and I've since replaced the fan clutch, which I think was the problem. Oh yeah, it cranks right back up, no problem. That old fan clutch wasn't grabbing and cooling like it should. So really, this thing we've got this thing dialed in. It's got one of the exhaust manifolds has got a blown gasket on it, so we need to either I'm either going to put new gaskets on it or I'm going to get a set of headers for it. I hadn't decided what to do yet. $297. I haven't decided what to do yet with this thing. Anyway, yeah, this thing cranked right.
Stay in the middle 3 lanes.
It's not an extremely hot day, but it's not.
In about 1.5 miles, turn right onto Pageland Highway.
It's not an extremely hot day, but it's not a cold day either. I think we've got our overheating issues solved. I may still put a electric fan on that radiator just to turn that on and keep the engine cool while it's idling, while I'm pulling a winch in a car up on it. I don't know if I'm going to do a set of headers or just replace the exhaust gaskets, have the manifolds resurfaced, and then I would like to put a faster winch on it. I'd like to keep the winch that it has, but also mount a more modern winch right above it that pulls faster. It's the winch that's on it. I mean, it's a good brand winch, but the thing just is slow. Slowest winch I've ever seen in my life. And a lot of these newer, cheaper winches, I can't believe how the price on them, like the ones you can get at Harbor Freight or Amazon, whatever, man, they pull really fast. All right then. Anyway, moving along. So yeah, this is Pageland Highway. This is 601 out of Monroe County, and it heads down into Pageland, South Carolina, and beyond. This would go all the way to Orangeburg, South Carolina. We used to ride our bicycles down through here. We did a bunch of bicycle rides all the way to Florida years ago. Actually, we did it last year. A 400-mile bicycle trip. We did that over the course of 3 or 4 days. But this is a good highway. Nice smooth road. I like riding out here. It's out kind of in the country. A lot of farmland. We're still in North Carolina now, but we're not far from the South Carolina border. Well, the ramp truck's running along good. It's not overheating or anything like that. Seems to be getting decent fuel mileage. We're crossing over into South Carolina right now, as you can tell. We've got our Confederate flag, which I do love. Have no problem with it. We're crossing over into South Carolina right now, and we should be coming up on our destination pretty soon.
to work to it, I can shoot.
Well, you might have to send it over to Charlotte, Concord. That's where we're at.
Yeah, but somebody told me you can take a them little thin like some of your square body pickup and put it in a usable room. I don't know.
All right, then we got her loaded up. We're gonna head back to North Carolina. You see that old girl's grill sitting, oops, dropped my phone. See that old girl sitting in the background? Yep. All right, Dan, we got her. We're gonna head back to Concord.
At the stop sign, turn left onto Outen Street.
Leaving Pageland now. So we got this old girl, square body Chevy. You can see the grill. I don't even know what year it is. Y'all know how bad I am about years, but we got her. We're headed back from Pageland to Concord, North Carolina. About a 60-mile ride each way, so 120-mile round trip. Not too bad, but I needed to do a good, put a good test drive on this rollback. Like I said, we've been running her around town, and it's not done too bad, just picking up local engine jobs, but I had some overheating issues. I had some issues. I thought that we still had trash in the carburetor, but it seems like it ended up being that I did not have a return line back to the tank. The filter had, I mean not the filter, but the pump had a return line, but this, or it had a return outlet, but this truck came with dual tanks, so the return fed back into the T handle that you turn for the second tank, and we're not running the second tank. I had all that unhooked, so the return inlet on the primary tank had a stop in it, or a plug. It was soldered, and the return actually returned to the secondary tank. So since I'm not running that secondary tank, I had to run my return into the primary, so I had to cut that plug off of the return inlet on top of the tank. And I did all that this morning. I didn't film much of that, or didn't record much of that, because I just had to get it done. And we're gonna I mean, it's running good now. Usually when I put a load on it, it would start cutting out. I think we've got it fixed now. I still want to do a few things to this truck. I do want to put a secondary electric fan on it. I just replaced the fan clutch, and it is running a lot cooler. But like when I'm sitting and idling to run that winch, I don't like to run that winch without the truck running. I'm scared I'll kill the battery and I'll be sitting still. So that leads to another thing. I'd like to put a secondary battery on it too. So secondary battery, secondary cooling fan that I can turn on while it's idling. And then I really would like to have another winch, a faster winch. But those things, if I keep this truck long enough, we'll do those things to it. I like the truck, and I like that it is a ramp truck. It doesn't have all the hydraulics and everything that can go wrong and start leaking. But at the same time, it is nice to have a hydraulic winch and a hydraulic bed and you can pull up to something and be loaded in just a matter of literally a couple minutes versus say 10 minutes with the ramp truck. But those things have come. We'll get this truck back to North Carolina, and we'll get it unloaded where it's going. I'm not working on this one. There's another square body from the same owner that we're going to work on, but this one's going to another shop, and that's fine with me. And we'll get this unloaded over there. Probably not today. We'll probably do it in the morning. So yeah, appreciate y'all watching. We're still not getting a lot of views, and that's okay too. Whatever. I'm not really an entertainer. I'm more of a worker, but you know, if you want to see what I work on, then I encourage you to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out a lot. Thank you. Yeah, she drinks a little gas. I don't think it's too bad though. I'm not going to even measure it. I didn't take note of where it was when I filled it earlier. So we'll fill it now. I'll keep the receipt, and maybe next time we'll check it. But I know it's bad, so I'm not really interested in knowing how bad. It don't really matter, does it? Well, we made it back to 601 Concord. I'm about 5 or 6 miles from the house, from my shop. I just stopped and got some fuel, and we're back up to full tank. We'll deliver this thing in the morning. I'm gonna call it a day. We started the day with getting air, or checking the air pressure in the tires of this thing, and I couldn't get to the valve stems on the inner tires. I think I've already told you that, and that cost us a little bit of time hunting down the proper equipment to air all that up. So finally got that done, and we ran a fuel line from the return, I've already told you that, back to the tank, and this thing's running so much better with that. It amazes me. You got to have that return line. I mean, as many trucks as we build and we don't put a return line on a lot of times, this is one that the carburetor's not using all the fuel, and it's deadheading. It's got deadhead pressure, and that fuel, I guess, is aerating. In other words, just, you know, bubbling like you would expect liquid to do when it deadheads, and all that air gets in the fuel, causes it to run bad. So that's what it was doing. Wouldn't do it all the time, just sometimes. It seemed like it wanted to do it worse when it was hot and under a load, like going up a hill while you had a truck on it. And right now I've got a square body Chevy on it. I'm going up a hill, and it's not it's running perfectly. So I'm real happy with this truck right now. I'm happy with it until I'm not. So we'll see. We'll see how it cranks up in the morning, and we'll take it over to the shop that it's going to. I'm not sure what all that shop's going to do to it. I'm not sure why we're not working on it. Probably because we're just too busy.